A 35-year-old African American woman complains of shortness of breath and cough. She also has had fatigue and mild subjective fever. On physical examination, we observed discrete subcutaneous nodules, but there were no masses or organomegaly present. A chest radiograph was taken and bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy was observed on it. There were no mediastinal or lung masses. A biopsy of one of the skin nodule was taken and we observed non-caseating granuloma on that. Now the differential diagnosis. So the radiograph revealed that there is bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. What are the different diseases which we can think of? So it can be tuberculosis, sarcoidosis, histoplasmosis, lymphoma or berylliosis. Let's try to eliminate few of the options. It cannot be tuberculosis, right? Because in tuberculosis there is caseating granuloma. Here it is non-caseating, so it cannot be tuberculosis. Histoplasmosis, there are no pulmonary nodularity which is seen, so it cannot be histoplasmosis also. Lymphoma, there is no biopsy result relevant to lymphoma which is seen here, so it cannot be a lymphoma. And also not berylliosis, right? Because there is no history of occupational exposure to beryllium. So here we are left with only sarcoidosis. Okay, so now let us check if the other points which are mentioned in the case, if they are consistent with sarcoidosis or not. So the patient is a 35-year-old female and she is African American, right? Now female below 40 years of age, they have high incidence of sarcoidosis, and African American population also have a high incidence. Also we have respiratory symptoms like shortness of breath and cough, both of which are seen in sarcoidosis, and constitutional symptoms like fatigue and fever, again they are relevant to sarcoidosis. Also we saw subcutaneous nodules, bilateral lymphadenopathy and non-caseating granuloma. So each and everything mentioned in case, it is consistent with the diagnosis, that is sarcoidosis. Now what we will do, we will go through the diagnostic algorithm of sarcoidosis and let us check if it follows that or not. Okay, so are the symptoms consistent with sarcoidosis? Yes, they are. Is there any other evidence of some disease which mimics sarcoidosis like tuberculosis or histoplasmosis or lymphoma? So we have already ruled them out, right? They are not present. Is bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy present? So yes, we have seen radiograph, it revealed BHL, right? Okay, is there any histopathologic evidence of non-caseating granuloma? So yes, it is present. And after all this, we can say that the most probable diagnosis here is sarcoidosis. Okay, now, which stage of sarcoidosis does this case belongs to? Okay, so this is the chart of different stages of sarcoidosis along with the criteria of how we place a particular case in that particular stage, right? So this is based upon the findings of the chest radiographs. Chest radiograph in our case revealed bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy and there were no mediastinal or lung masses present. This is consistent with stage 1, right? So our case is a stage 1 pulmonary sarcoidosis. So how are we going to manage this patient? Now spontaneous remission is possible, but since our patient, she is presenting with some symptoms, we will start with corticosteroid therapy. So we will start with prednisolone 20 to 40 milligram per day and we will continue this for 4 to 6 weeks. After 4 to 6 weeks we will lower the dose, right? We will lower the dose and we will bring it to 5 to 10 milligram per day. We have to continue this treatment for at least 12 months, right? If in some case the patient is not responding to steroids or if she is not tolerating them, then we have to use some alternative therapy like methotrexate, azathioprine, leflunomide, or some anti-malaria drugs. Finally, the follow-up. So the patient has to be followed up 1 to 3 months after the diagnosis and after starting the treatment. And after that also, every 3 to 6 months, the patient has to follow up. Right? So that was all about my case. Thank you very much.